Good morning, everyone. This is Riley Sykart with Midwest Market Management. Just stuck with me today. Clint is busy, so I'm going to be bringing you South American weather here today, just myself. So I don't have much to add other than let's just hop right into the maps, starting out with planning progress that was made in South America. So first thing to note, Brazil bean progress. Mato Grosso, which is a region there in northern Brazil, went from a 7% planning number last week to 17. A lot of guys seemingly took advantage of those early rains and got a lot of crop in the ground. Definitely more than I expected, and we'd mentioned that they're going through a dry spell again, and we figured that planning progress would drop off a little bit for them, but seemingly not the case as guys are turning wheels and getting stuff stuck in the ground. So overall for Brazil, beans sitting at 9% planted compared to a 7% average. So off to a good start there on the bean side. And then on the corn, southern Brazil is all ahead of average, and stuff to the north is a little bit behind. See Sao Paulo there at 1% compared to a 5 average. But not really anything concerning right now when you're looking at total planting progress at corn at 43% versus a 41 average. So not really anything here that's disturbing or any reason for the market to get concerned and bullish. So moving into putting all these places into perspective, how big of an area this is, just looking at Mato Grosso in center west Brazil, if you put that on a US map, that's almost the whole Midwest. So for the production, especially in Brazil, it's spread out over a huge area. So, and speaking of that, areas to watch, pretty simple here. Anything from Mato Grosso into the Tocantins and south. First crop corn is a lot of these southern regions. That's what we're watching the hardest for corn right now. And on the bean side, it's the opposite. You're looking here more to the north, as a lot of stuff bean wise is first crop in the north, and then Safrinha crop is grown second later. So moving into the actual maps here, 1 to 5 day, still looking like quite a bit of heat for central and northern Brazil. Down south, they've got cool enough temps, nothing new there. Planters are continuing to roll as fast as they can. Here in the north, temperatures in the 90s, that's not enough to deter farmers from planting if there is some rain that gets thrown into the forecast. So that's what we're watching for now, is to see if there's rain. Looking at the 1 to 5 day for Argentina, temperatures all in the 70s and 80s. Not anything concerning there. 6 to 10 day, way up to the northeast, a lot of heat, but overall temperatures in the 80s, and yeah, not really anything right now to be concerned about. Nothing for the markets to see as a bullish sentiment. So 6 to 10 day for Argentina, more of the same. Temperatures in the 70s to 80s where the crop production's done. So overall, pretty standard numbers for this time of year down there. Looking at the last 2 weeks of rainfall, there isn't anything new in this. Western Mato Grosso got some rain now about that 10 to 13 days ago. And down south, they've just been continuing to get enough to keep them going. So not anything hot and fresh here by any means. Looking in Argentina, the big rains that they had are now out of the forecast. They've been drying out enough. I would be expecting their planting progress to rev up quite a bit. So looking at the 1 to 5 day here, down south, some small chances there. And in northern Mato Grosso, once again, chances of rain. Talks were reading reports that a lot of the planting that was done in Mato Grosso was on the western side. So interesting to see if the east starts to catch up a little bit and if this rain can stretch out to them. So 1 to 5 day is showing rain, and that is probably going to get a lot more crops stuck in the ground for Mato Grosso, especially for soybeans. So that's the big thing that we need to continue to look at. 1 to 5 for Argentina, pretty dry here. Like I said, they had a lot of rain a couple weeks ago, and as they're drying out, there's going to be a lot of progress made. Moving into the 6 to 10 day forecast, more rain through all of the crop production area for Brazil. So guys seeing this, a lot of crops going to be put in the ground. I don't see any reason for a big planting delay this year for guys holding out on rains. And as to start the year, I don't see any reason that acres can't be met and a lot of crops can be stuck in the ground. And to start the year, Brazil is off to a good start. So there will be not any reason for the market to see South America as a bullish deal if all this rain comes to fruition. So we just got to watch and see. 6 to 10 day for Argentina. Some areas to the east with some heavier chances of rain, but nothing there that's of a big concern. So looking at the 2-week forecast, when you put everything together, one thing that we need to think about, temperatures are not overly hot, and 2, there's rain in the forecast. For Brazil, that's about as ideal as you can get for this time of the year. So we are at the point now where I would say the dry spell is snapped and rain is in the forecast. So we need to be watching to see what happens going forward. So Brazil, that's about it for the wrap up. And Argentina, about the same thing here. A lot of crops going to be getting put in the ground. So overall sentiment right now, thinking about it from a market's perspective, and a national yield perspective, there's not any reason to be bullish this right now. A lot of rain in the forecast, and being too wet is not very often going to be an issue that the market likes to look at. Whenever there's a drought, that's what can get the market stirred up. So that's what we got to watch for going forward to see if anything comes that is worth noting. So that is it here today for U.S. weather, South American weather. This is Riley Sykard with Midwest Market Management. Feel free to check us out on our website or on YouTube. That's all I have for you today. Thank you to Marcus Weather Maps for getting the maps together for us too. So with all that said, we will be back on Thursday to do another rendition of this. And until then, have a good day.
This material has been prepared by a sales or trading employee or agent of Midwest Market Management and is or is in the nature of a solicitation. This material is not a research report prepared by of Midwest Market Management Research Department. By accepting this communication, you agree that you are an experienced user of the futures markets, capable of making independent trading decisions, and agree that you are not and will not rely solely on this communication in making trading decisions. Distribution in some jurisdictions may be prohibited or restricted by law. Persons in possession of this communication indirectly should inform themselves about and observe any such prohibition or restrictions. To the extent that you have received this communication indirectly and solicitations are prohibited in your jurisdiction without registration, the market commentary in this communication should not be considered a solicitation. The risk of loss in trading futures and/or options is substantial, and each investor and/or trader must consider whether this is a suitable investment. Past performance, whether actual or indicated by simulated historical tests of strategies, is not indicative of future results. Trading advice is based on information taken from trades and statistical services and other sources that of Midwest Market Management believes are reliable. We do not guarantee that such information is accurate or complete, and it should not be relied upon as such. Trading advice reflects our good faith judgment at a specific time and is subject to change without notice. There is no guarantee that the advice we give will result in profitable trades.